Okay, if you just joined us, there's been a bit of a story battle going on. I know I had Story of the Week, Carrie, and then you got Story of the Week, Carrie, and then now I think I actually have Story of the Week. As we take a look at a garden gnome collection, that's grown so fast it's become a security risk. They may seem relatively innocent, but these quirky garden ornaments are causing serious havoc.
I can't keep up anymore. The gnomes are invading my property.
Local word has it that there's probably around 20,000. That creates a lot of problems for everybody.
It's time we had less gnomes.
While no one knows exactly how the gnome village in this quiet pocket of southwest WA came to be, since the early 90s when the first gnome appeared, tourists have joined in the fun and the collection has reached plague proportions.
Locals aren't happy with the fact that they have had to endure gnomes travelling onto their property, making a home on their property, when it's really their property and it's not a public place.
I've moved in here probably 9 years ago, and at that time Gnomesville was not the size that it is now. 3 years ago it was a point where I just couldn't keep up anymore. I'd come down and there'd be another 200 gnomes and it'd take me an hour to move them, and then you come back a month later and there'd be even more.
Donnelly's family home backs onto Gnomesville, and every day thousands of tourists traipse through her property.
With all the compacting of the grounds, killing the vegetation, the trees are starting to die. I don't have any privacy in this area. My kids don't feel safe to come down here by themselves anymore.
As you can see, this is Donnelly's property, and have a look at how many gnomes, people wandering through. What do? You know, it's a problem for council. We need to solve that problem.
I've had tourists asking me why I'm moving gnomes, and I'll say this is my private property, and they will actually abuse my kids, yell at them for doing it, saying they're misbehaving and those sorts of things, and I've been abused myself, saying you're just sad and you have no right to do that, and yeah, they wouldn't like it if I put all these gnomes in their backyards.
These little people are just walking all over and destroying everything in their path.
Cheryl Rourke is a member of a community group that's trying to preserve the gnome village and contain it.
We had Professor Ignominius, we had the flying chrome gnometer, which was a clock with a gnome in its mouth, the eco-rational gnome, the rational economic gnome. We even had a Venus de Milo brought down, and she was called the misnomer. It's put Darden up on the map.
In that short stretch I've already done, you've got Austria, Sweden, Germany. Everybody knows about it apparently over here in West Australia. I've never heard of it.
We know some friends who've bought some gnomes, so we always keep an eye out for Naomi Campbell. She sometimes moves around.
Who knew there were so many gnomes?
But there are that many gnomes. In fact, it's the largest gnome village in the world. And if it keeps growing at the same rate, it'll end up pushing the locals out.
What I'd like to have happen is a substantial fence put in that people will respect. And that way it gives myself and my neighbours a chance to revegetate the area and get it back to how it should be.
Every time we mention gnomes and people say, oh, I've been to Gnomesville, say, well, I hope you didn't take any gnomes up there because there's too many.
Cute they are, but very destructive little fellows.
True story.
My story was still better, but not bad.
That was a 2-year investigation.
Stop the gnomes thing.
Exactly.
Are there any gnomes turning up in your comedy show these days, now that you've done that story?
Well, Sunday night is my last in Melbourne, the last comedy festival show of the year, last day of the comedy festival. It's the last chance you'll see me in Melbourne live on stage, so still tickets to go on for Sunday night, 7:45.
The gnome question, answer the gnome question. Are the gnomes there?
Bring your gnomes, pricing might be there. I don't know.